The world is at your disposal as soon as you begin planning your trip. You will, however, never be permitted to visit certain places, usually for good reason. Which locations on Earth are inaccessible? We'll show you some of the most restricted locations in today's video that you aren't allowed to go. Number 9. Tomb of the Kinshi Huang, China. Located in Xi'an, the tomb of Kinshi Huang, the first emperor of China, is a part of a sizable subterranean necropolis. Renowned terracotta army, which consisted of about 8,000 life-sized clay soldiers, horses, and chariots defending the emperor's tomb, was unearthed by archaeologists in 1974. The emperor's body is inside the central tomb, which has never been opened. Being fixated on immortality, Kinshi Huang had the necropolis constructed to reflect his imperial palace in the afterlife. To guard it in the afterlife, the terracotta army was established. The tomb is said to hold rivers of flowing mercury, and the emperor was buried with many treasures. The central tomb can be excavated by Chinese archaeologists using state-of-the-art equipment, but to honor the deceased and avoid damaging the artifacts, the government has forbidden this. Mercury levels in gas samples taken in 1999 after a small hole was bored into the tomb suggested the reports of mercury rivers might be real. Number 8. Lasco Caves, France. With more than 600 paintings that feature animals and abstract symbols, the Lasco Caves are home to some of the oldest and most remarkable examples of prehistoric cave paintings. 4 teenagers and their dog found the caves in 1940. The paintings started to deteriorate in 1948 when they were first made public, but they were closed in 1963 because of the pollutants, heat, humidity, and carbon dioxide that over 1,200 visitors each day brought in. The Upper Paleolithic era, some 17,000 years ago, is represented in the paintings at Lascaux. Numerous animals are portrayed in them, such as lions, horses, cattle, deer, ibex, rhinoceroses, and even a legendary beast. The paintings stand out for their brilliant colors, perspective, and anatomical accuracy. After the caves were closed, a team of scientists and conservators worked to restore the paintings and stabilize the cave environment. Number 7. Area 51, Nevada, USA. Approximately 83 miles to the northwest of Las Vegas, in the Nevada desert, sits Area 51, a highly classified U.S. Air Force facility. Many people believe the base is used to store and inspect alien spacecraft, and it has been the subject of many conspiracy theories. It was not until 2013 that the government acknowledged the existence of Area 51. The base was first created in 1955 to serve as a Lockheed U-2 spy plane test facility. Later on, it housed more top-secret aircraft projects, including the F-117 Nighthawk and a 12OXCRT. The remote location and restricted access of the base have led to conjecture regarding its actual purpose. It is thought by conspiracy theorists to contain aliens and UFOs discovered after the 1947 Roswell incident. The base is completely off-limits to the public and is guarded by armed guards, barbed wire fences, and electronic surveillance. Only private aircraft with the windows down is permitted to arrive there, not even for individuals with security clearances. Number 6. Snake Island, Brazil. Snake Island, also referred to as Ilha de Queimada Grande, is a small island off the coast of Brazil that harbors the world's highest concentration of golden lance-head vipers. There could be as many as 5,000 of these deadly snakes on the island, according to estimates. Unauthorized landings on the island are strictly prohibited by the Brazilian Navy. There is only one species of pit viper in the world, the golden lance-head. One of the deadliest snakes in the Americas, its venom can result in organ failure and internal bleeding. The island's thick Atlantic forest is home to the well-camouflaged snakes. Snake Island has been designated as a wildlife preserve by the Brazilian government. Any research expedition to the island must include a doctor, and the Brazilian Navy keeps watch over the waters to keep tourists away. About 90 miles off the coast of Sao Paulo lays Snake Island. It is not very large, about 430 acres. Number 5. Cirrus Iceland. In a sequence of eruptions that occurred between 1963 and 1967, the volcanic island of Cirrus rose from the Atlantic Ocean. It is situated off Iceland's southern coast. To enable scientists to examine the natural formation of new land in the initial phases of plant and animal colonization, the island was promptly sealed off to the general public. A volcanic eruption that started 130 meters below sea level created the island. The eruption raised the island to a maximum height of 174 meters over a 3.5-year period. The Norse fire god Surr is the source of Cirrus's name. The island can only be visited by scientists on special permission in order to conduct research. The island's isolation has allowed researchers to study the ecosystem's development without human interference. Number 4. CocaCola Vault, Georgia, USA. One of the most closely guarded trade secrets in the world, the Coca-Cola formula, is kept in a vault at the World of Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta, Georgia. There are only a few Coca-Cola employees who have ever known the formula because it is so closely guarded. There is very little access to the vault, which is kept under lock and key. The original Coca-Cola recipe was developed in 1886 by Atlanta pharmacist John Pemberton. Since then, the precise recipe has remained a secret even from the majority of Coca-Cola employees. Over the years, the company has taken numerous precautions to safeguard the formula, such as storing it in a bank vault and relocating it. The company relocated the formula's secret location from a bank vault to the World of Coca-Cola Museum in 2011. It is housed in a specially made vault that opens only once a year thanks to a light-activated clock. Number 3. Vatican Secret Archives, Vatican City. The Vatican Secret Archives contain millions of historical documents and papers dating back to the 8th century. The archives include papal bulls, correspondence, account books, and state papers. Some notable documents include a letter from Mary Queen of Scots to Pope Sixtus pleading for help, and a letter from Michelangelo requesting a salary raise. The archives are located in the Apostolic Palace in Vatican City. The name secret does not mean the archives contain only confidential material. It comes from the Latin word secretum, meaning personal or private. However, access to the archives is still highly restricted. Scholars must submit a detailed proposal and have a recommendation from a church authority to gain access. Only a small number of researchers are allowed at a time. Number 2. Pia Island, Italy. The tiny island of Pia, the Venetian lagoon, has a sordid past. It served as a quarantine station for plague victims in the 15th century. It was utilized as a mental asylum at the beginning of the 20th century. The island has been called the Island of Ghosts because it is currently deserted and said to be haunted. Because of the island's crumbling structures and troubled past, the Italian government has imposed access restrictions. In 1630, the Venetian plague claimed the lives of over 100,000 people. Those thought to be infected were taken to Pavia and left to die. Bodies were burned and piled up on the island, which turned into a mass grave. Bodies were burned and piled up on the island, which turned into a mass grave. Over 160,000 deaths are thought to have occurred on the island over the ages. On the island, a mental asylum was established in 1922. It was alleged that Dr. Luigi Saporito, the asylum director, subjected the patients to inhumane experiments. According to local legend, he was attacked by a former patient, fell from a bell tower, and died as a result of his wounds. It is said that his ghost haunts the island. Number 1. Svalbard Global Seed Vault, Norway. Situated in the remote Arctic Svalbard archipelago, on the Norwegian island of Spitsbergen, is the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, a secure seed bank carved into a mountainside. It keeps duplicate seeds from international seed collections, acting as a safeguard against the unintentional loss of diversity in conventional seed banks. The vault is extremely restricted, but not totally off limits. The vault was created in 2008 to protect the variety of crops found throughout the world. At the moment, it contains more than 1 million seed samples from almost every nation on Earth. The seeds are kept in cold rooms set into the permafrost, maintained at -18 degrees Celsius. The vault can function without electricity because it is meant to be self-sufficient. Strictly authorized personnel are permitted access to the vault. Samples from the vault are available upon request for study and conservation by researchers and seed bank managers. Hence, ending today's video, these were some locations in the world that are forbidden and nobody wants to visit because of its danger and risk. Please click the like button and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed our video and want to see more entertaining and interesting videos in future.